Wound tight. Are you getting any bites? It is a question my dad has asked me thousands of times before. I tug on my line, letting it spool momentarily in my hand. No, I call back to him. All right, let's move. I know a good spot. And just like that, we're off. My dad taking me somewhere new, somewhere better than where we were before. He clamps his hand on his hat, and we zoom off. It isn't just any old hat that my dad hangs on to. It's his vacation hat. He only wears it on our trip up to the cabin every summer, and it signifies the switch. From dad to cabin dad. Dad has to deal with being underfunded, underpaid, and overworked. But 1 week of the year, every year, for the last 18 years, he gets to unwind and be cabin dad. The second July fades into August, he's excited. He starts bothering us to go with him on 3-hour excursions to the fishing aisle at Fleet Farm. He'll suddenly launch into sermons about the merits of one lure over another, or just look at you, smile, and ask, "You ready for vacation?" At the cabin, Dad's in charge of stringing up all the poles, outfitting us with the perfect jigs, lures, or spinners, and driving the boat. Over these past 18 years, I've spent hours out on the lake with my dad, days even. During that time, like most other valuable things I know, my dad taught me how to fish. Despite my impatience and, for many years, my refusal to touch any fish attached to my line, my dad took me out in the rinky-dink rented aluminum boat every summer. Usually, it was just the two of us, my sisters preferring to sunbathe, and my mom preferring to read on the cabin's deck. During his precious, limited vacation time, he motored me around the lake, agreeing to try a new spot if I wasn't getting any bites, retying my line almost constantly, teaching me how to cast, slipping fish off my line, answering all my questions, and deftly ducking as I whipped that pole all over hell. But the thing Dad had to help me with the most was untangling my line. I still don't really understand how it happens, but I go to cast and suddenly face a giant knot. Bubbles of line looping off my reel and twisting around the top of my rod. Even if it irritated my dad, he always put down his own pole and offered to help me, and he always fixed it. I'd sit on my end of the boat and watch as he slowly pulled out the line, the extra wire pulling in his other hand, loosening as he got the knots untangled. After a couple of dammits and readjustments of his glasses, Dad got my pole back in working order, and we got back to fishing, talking, being. There on the lake, year after year, I can ask Cabin Dad anything I want. There is no cell service, no interruptions. No late nights in the lab or early mornings on the bike to make him groggy and distracted. No siblings to compete with or news to sidetrack us. Just the quiet plop of our jigs hitting the water, the gentle hiss of the line leaving the reel, the soft coo of the loons as they glide by, the faint murmur of our conversation. Just the time and the space to work out the kinks and unwind.